Hey, Trisha here, and well, we got the version 1.5 weapon and character banners for Zhongli, and in my opinion, these are the worst banners, voice crack, the worst banners to have ever come out in Genshin Impact, ever. And this is including the Kaching rerun, the Kaching banner. It's including that one too. Well, let's just get into it. First off, Noelle. I do not have problems with Noelle being on this banner. She is getting her second version of her hangout, so I have no problems with her coming back. And honestly, just looking at it, even though it's been two banners, not even, it's fine. I see no problem with it. It makes sense with event wise. What is the problem is the fact that they brought Zhongli. They put her in Zhongli's banner. Now, see, the problem with that is Noelle's a Geo unit, right? That's what she is, right? But Zhongli is the best Geo unit in the game. Once you have Zhongli, you literally do not need a single other Geo unit, maybe other than Albedo if you really like him, right? Like, damage, Zhongli does better. Like, Zhongli just does better than that. Shield, he has the best shield in the game. He has the best shield in the game, right? Because it fortifies, it's based off his HP, right? Like, it's the best shield in the game, right? And we said damage. Support, he doesn't really need it because he's a Geo unit, but if you really want support, it's not Noelle you should bring. You should probably like Ningguang or Bennett, because those two are infinitely times better, because Ningguang can buff Geo damage, and Bennett is just it's just probably the best 4-star support in the game. Basically is. So for Noelle to be on here, because like, think about this. If you are going for Zhongli, Noelle is pointless. Noelle is pointless. Honestly pointless. Like, she herself isn't bad, per se, she's just, in every single way, Zhongli outclasses her. So if you are going for Zhongli, there's no reason for Noelle to be here. If this is Ningguang, there's some purpose, because Ningguang has her own uses, right? Like, even though she's not as, like, damaging as she is, she's still a really good 4-star option, right? And she can honestly support Zhongli as well if you get both of them. There's no problems there. But Noelle just gets outclassed in every single way, which it just doesn't make sense. Now, this is actually not my least favorite thing. My least favorite thing is the weapon banner. That's not the weapon banner. The weapon banner. Summit Shaper and Memory of Dust. These two weapons are not bad inherently. They both do the same thing, right? They both do the exact same thing, right? They increase shield, they give you attack percentage, and it increases shield by 20%. Scoring hits an opponent increases attack by 4% for 8 seconds, and max of 5 stacks. It can only occur once every 0.3 seconds. And while protected by shield, your attack is increased. The attack increase effect is increased by 100%, right? It's not bad. And same thing with Memory of Dust. What is the problem is I just take one good look at this banner, and you can realize there's not a single sword character on this entire banner of rate-ups. Not a single one. Not a single one. Like, Zhongli's a polearm, Diona's a bow, Noelle's a greatsword / claymore, Yanfei's a catalyst. Nowhere do you see a sword character rated. So why give rate-ups to Summit Shaper? If anything, if they were going to do anything, it should have been Vortex Vanquisher, which was Zhongli's old weapon, like his old weapon that was made for him until it got immediately replaced by Saphoma, but that we'll talk about later. So that's just really weird to me. At least remember it does. If you do pull Zhongli and Yanfei can actually do pretty well with that shield, so that's not the biggest deal in the world, right? But come on, really? Diona herself is actually I don't really care, right? Because like she honestly is a really good healer, right? There's no big deal there, and like she can make her own shield if you don't pull her. Shield again, and when you pull her shield is pointless, but like she does have the healing, which Zhongli cannot do unless you C6 him, which is pretty hard to do. But yeah, I have no problems with Diona being here. I have no problems with Yanfei being here. I do have problems with Noelle being here. Now, if Noelle was on Eula's banner, and Noelle was pushed like Ningguang, I would have no problems with this weapon banner. With this banner. I would have a lot of problems with the weapon banner, but no problem with the character banner. But since they had Noelle, that's one useless character just here. Right? If we go back down, right? Let's ignore these two because these were like beta ones. Here's the first one. As you can see, they're Barbara, Fischl, Venti, and Shanling. All four of which were pretty freaking good for when they first came out, right? Like these three were really powerful when they came out. Barbara was like one of the best heals in the game. If you didn't have Jean or Chi-Chi, Fischl was honestly an amazing support, and Xiangling is still one of the best power supports in the game. Klee, Xingqiu, because Xingqiu and Sucrose can combine with her to just combine the EM gods and just destruction, and Noah was given a shield, right? Makes sense. Chile, you have Ningguang, Beidou, and Diono, all four of which can work together really well, maybe except for Ningguang, but she's her own damage dealer, so it's not a big deal there. Zhongli's old banner, a bunch of claymores, which was kind of a weird thing, but it was Chongyun who could buff him up, Xinyan, which shield, which is weird, but like she could do her own damage, so it wasn't the biggest of deals, and Razor, who was just like a kind of meh Ningguang. They're not Ningguang, no Beidou. They're just kind of eh. It depends on who you like more. I like Beidou more, but again, not a bad unit. Aldo's banner, these three, it makes sense that Sucrose was here. Bennett is one of the best supports in the game, if not the best support in the game, and Fischl is just Fischl. She has Oz, which is one of the best supports of the game. Ganyu had the Well, which was not a big deal. Shield, Xiangling and Xingqiu, who can combine really well with Ganyu. Xiao, two claymores, which was kind of awkward, but one gave a shield, one gave a full counter, and another one gave heal slash a shield. The heal and shield was really good for Xiao because he could kill himself a lot, so that wasn't a big deal. Now, the reason I'm not saying Keqing banner was the worst option ever was because, well, Keqing is not that bad a unit, and like the units on here could honestly work either really well with her or just they can just work well by themselves, right? Like they didn't go against it or like were useless, right? So like Bennett could just help her, like overload plus his buff is just amazing, and Barber healing is pretty pog, right? I mean, now in this day and age, not really, but still, not a bad unit. The revivals could come in handy, right? Ningguang herself does not work well with Keqing all that good, but she has her own damage deal, so it's fine, right? It wasn't that bad, right? It was fine, right? This was fine. Hu Tao's better. The only problem with Xiangling, because again, it was like this manner. Like if you pull Xiangling, Hu Tao, but like Xiangling can still work well because she can support with Guoba, and if you see Sixer, you can use her burst to make Hu Tao even more powerful. So there was no that bad deal. And plus Double Pyro is I think the best elemental resistance in the game. And then Xingqiu and Chongyun just make Hu Tao all the more powerful, right? This is like this is probably the best banner, honestly. Like personally, I think this is the best banner because it all works out well with Hu Tao. Venti, Sucrose, this is probably weird, but like again, Sucrose was honestly good if you didn't have Venti, and even then they work really well together, so it wasn't that big a deal. Razor is just Razor, and Noelle is Noelle. These weren't that big a deal. That didn't matter too much, right? And then Chile's banner, which is here now, Rosaria, which is the new 4-star, and these two who are honestly still good to this day, except for Barbara, because Barbara is a healer, and if you have Jean, it doesn't matter, but again, if you don't, she's good, right? This is just a weird option, though, because Noelle by herself, I mean, you could do, but, like, Zhongli can do better. Like, Zhongli does any situation that Noelle can do, Zhongli can do better, right? The only situation where maybe Noelle can do a bit better is if you're doing the Geo-Hypostasis. If you don't have Zhongli built for HP. Like if you built for damage. That's probably like the only situation where Noelle's better, right? Other than that, Zhongli's just better. Makes no sense to me, right? And the weapon banner makes just a little sense because they don't have the sword character in here. But I digress. Tell me what you guys think about this. I think this is by far the worst banners in the game so far. I hope Eula's banner does slightly better. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh boy.